Hello everyone, Steve Patterson here, Wind and Raven. Today I want to talk about a new development, you could say, that I've been experiencing with people I've been working with, and I'm going to term, in the old way that we looked at cabin fever, being the result of people having prolonged time indoors during the winter and how they start to feel claustrophobic, etc. But now what I'm beginning to see is more and more people that have what I would like to call COVID fever. And it's basically what it's like after 18 months of living in the world of isolationism and distancing and all of this, and whether or not they choose to go out into society or not, as it varies, is open, it's not, it's open, it's not, but just the fundamental question of how to reconnect with the world itself, similar to the way that somebody with cabin fever would have. So today I want to talk about COVID fever. Okay, in this edition of Why Do We Believe What We Believe, I'm going to talk about this in that context because so much of how we view the world is our beliefs about it. And regardless of how COVID may have impacted you personally over the last year and a half or whatever it's been since basically March of 2020, it has to have impacted you in some way or another. There's no way you can go through that amount of time anyway in life without certain changes happening, but this was different. We were put in a pressure cooker of fear and anxiety around this disease, or this virus that is going around the planet. Regardless of your views of it, that was the popular narrative, and so we all lived in that popular narrative in one way or another, no matter how much we tried to separate ourselves from it. But in this instant, we were, for the large part of it early on anyway, literally sequestered to our own homes, shelter in place and things like that. And so whether or not, how long that existed and whether or not it overwhelmed you in that time, the persistence of it has added, I think, a drag onto most of our lives in one way or another, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. And so when we try to come out of that in whatever way and whenever that's really going to happen, there's a certain amount of challenges in what do we believe in now, because so much has changed and it's not going to go back to the old normal. And this idea of a new normal is kind of nonsensical because there's always going to be a new normal. We just have a lot more on our plate now. There's a whole different cast of characters, so to speak, as it is as far as challenges that we face in our lives. And so, I think first off, the number one thing that we would have to do is try to establish a knowing of our purpose. Maybe we already have that, but either way, refresh that. But without some kind of purpose in our life, it's going to be hard to try to get a direction. So step one would be to try to get your purpose straight in your life. And then next we're going to go from a more strategic and tactical level. Strategy being the overall idea of how to get through, the tactics being the little choices along the way. Situations come up, how to deal with those. And those would be in the forms of maybe short-term and long-term goals. How am I going to get from here to there? Well, there's a lot of distance, okay? So my overall strategy is to do certain things, but each one of those certain things might have a different tactical approach, you could say. So we have to be able to sort out what we believe about these things. Ask ourselves, why do we believe this is a challenge? And whatever that answer is that we come up with, we have to come up with a way then of how to negotiate that, how to get past that. So we have our purpose, we have a basic strategy and tactics in place, then we give ourselves the best chance of re-engaging with society. Now that's a very much oversimplification of three areas that are very difficult. But I think that the first stepping stone overall that we would have to have, and this is a work in progress, I'm going to have more videos about this, but I wanted to introduce it today because a lot of the people that I'm either working directly with or that I'm seeing others work with are exhibiting these same kinds of struggles, you could say. And it's everybody from the teenagers to people of advanced age. It's across the board. And I think that though everybody is unique, there's going to be certain things that all of us can use to get through in some way that we retrofit it to fit our life and our conditions, if we have the confidence in ourselves that we can get through. And if we don't have that confidence, then our purpose almost is useless, because we have no hope of even getting there, because we don't have hope in ourselves. That confidence gives us the hope, then becomes manifestation of actually something that happens. And so that's basically where we're at with COVID fever with myself right now. I've like I said, I've been working with this in my professional space, and as I've done that, I've seen similar tools that work. And I would like to introduce more of this in an upcoming class of some kind, maybe with another person, another peer, addressing some of the areas that maybe I'm not as strong in, that I see that are beneficial here. But I just wanted to drop everybody a quick note on that follows Wind and Raven. That's a direction that I'm going to start to go. Currently still writing the book, This Is How It Feels to Heal, here in Mexico, where I'm sitting right now. Still got about 8 weeks left, 7 weeks between now and the time that I hope to have the manuscript complete. But in the meantime, it doesn't stop me from doing my professional work and helping individuals. So if you yourself are having any of these kind of, how do I re-engage with society? Where's my hope? Where's my purpose? Reach out. Perhaps I can help. If not, I'd be glad to maybe give you a suggestion of somebody maybe I think could. It's all about getting you to where you need to be, and or you want to be, or you choose to be, and then you have the courage and conviction to go forth and do that. So, with that out of the way, I guess that's the alarm to stop talking. I will talk to you soon. Please leave any comments below if you want me to investigate this space and anything that you might be going through in this regard. I'd love to hear your comments below, because this is a fact-finding mission in my professional space that I would like to come up with a sort of framework that we can use going forward for this, because it's not going away. The limited amount of people that I've been able to work with in this space is just a fraction of how many are actually out there, and all of us are going to have it to some degree, myself included. It's hard right now to really grasp where the world is going, but we are on this world, and we are in this world, and it is up to us to make sure that we find a way to get through, and that means we have to be proactive. And if we need help, we have to reach out and ask for it. It doesn't show weakness, it shows confidence and courage in yourself, and the honesty to say, hey, I need some help here. That's not something to be viewed in any other way as a positive, proactive step in getting you to where you need to be, where you want to be. So with that, reach out, like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever, and I will talk to you soon.